What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Under the Hood. And today's an episode I am very excited about. We are switching it up. We have a very, very different style of episode for you today. We are doing the top 25 biggest myths in the car business, and who better to talk to with a man with over 40 years of experience in it. Dominic Franchella, you're dressed to impress today. You're ready to go with these questions.
I'm ready to go. There's been a little lull in us doing an episode, so I'm really excited about the episode today.
This is like our season 2, really is. It really is the start of our second season.
Season 2, and today's going to be called Flip the Script.
Flip the script.
So CJ came prepared with questions, but I have a few for him to start the day off.
Let's do it.
So today in the Christian religion, it's called Good Friday. Why would they call a day when Jesus Christ suffered and suffered and suffered Good Friday?
You know, I really don't know the answer to that, because I agree with you that a day of suffering has no positivity to it. But I do feel like, as a lot of things in that religion, they take things and try to make them positive for the future.
Okay, Matt, let's give you a try on why a day when Jesus suffered do they call it Good Friday?
I'm trying to think back to my Sunday school experience here.
I know, I honestly can't remember.
I think it was something along the lines what you said, CJ. Like, it's looking for the good in everything that happens to us, all the blessings that we can find, and even the worst of times.
Well,
like when Jesus
he knows
Christ was
the answer.
suffering.
So if I got that right, I'm going to be shocked. I might just walk.
Well, the only reason why I know the answer is because AI gives you every answer. So today I was wondering, and I asked the question AI. So in the Christian religion, it commemorates the day Jesus willingly suffered and died on the cross as a sacrifice for humanity's sins, marking a good or holy victory over sin and death. So there's the answer to that question.
That was, yeah, I mean, it is interesting to think about what Good Friday, because you always picture Good Friday as not having anything to do with anything like that, suffering, or it doesn't really make you think about the full meaning of it when you just hear Good Friday. So I think it's interesting that, see, this guy always comes with something just out of left field and then finds a way to bring it right back home.
And now we're going to go from left field to right field.
To right field?
So this probably wasn't on too many people's minds other than mine today.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you something that's top of mind to everybody today. The war in Iran.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to touch on it, CJ, I want your opinion on if you believe the war is affecting our business, the car business, and if you don't, at what point do you think it might?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely affecting our business. I think it's affecting most people's business right now, just because every time there's a war, it invokes fear and uncertainty, and it doesn't give anybody any grounding anywhere. There's a lot of uncertainty about the future. So a lot of people go into what I like to call like hunker down mode or bunker mode, where they don't want to spend any money more than they don't have to. They don't want to take any unnecessary risks. You're not going to see people making big investments. It's just a time where I think that a lot of people just don't feel comfortable the way they do. There's not that warm and fuzzy in the air. It's very tense. It's very cold. It's very tight. So I do think it is affecting our business. I wouldn't say it's catastrophic right now, but it's there. I feel it's there, and that's just my opinion, but I do feel that.
Well, that's interesting. It is affecting our business. Financially, think about it. Gas prices they were probably down to about $2 a gallon, and now they're pushing 4.25, soon to go to $5. So if you take $3 a gallon on a tank of gas that's 20 gallons, you got $60 more to fill up your vehicle.
Math brain.
And if you have to fill up your vehicle 4 times a month, that's $240.
Yeah.
So, gas prices really have an effect on it. I think, like you say, people get scared. The fear of the unknown, right?
Yeah,
Is it going to be
absolutely.
short? Is it going to be long? How bad is it going to be? One of the things that probably will happen is, like you said, people hang on to their cars.
Yep.
They probably won't even do maintenance right now unless they have to. They'll try to keep their money and see what goes on, in the next month or two. But it's interesting because you read, oh, it's going to be over in a couple of weeks. Well,
Yeah.
they said that 2 weeks ago, and
Couple
it's
weeks
not
has
over.
come and gone, But here's the thing. Do you think people right now that are coming in to buy or service is out of desperation, is like they absolutely have to, or are we still seeing customers coming in that are buying that, just want a new car because they want a new car?
I'll be honest with you. I think that it's affected the buying on new cars more than pre-owned cars right now.
Yep.
And I think that service, if you have to do a repair, you're going to do a repair. If you have to do some sort of maintenance that can wait a month or two, you're going to wait a month or two. So, we'll see in the next few weeks to a month what goes on. But pushing gas prices up to $5 a gallon is going to have a big effect on everybody.
I know. I visited California not too long ago, and I drove by a gas station this past week, and I felt like I was in LA. So I don't even want to know what the prices is out there. I mean, it's way high.
They're pushing $8 a gallon.
That's unbelievable. I mean, pretty soon we're all going to be on scooters and motorbikes like a lot of other places where it's just too expensive.
or Mach-E's.
Or Mach-E's.
I was gonna
That's
say.
actually, that's actually another great question. Are we selling any more Mach-E's? Have demand
No.
for Mach-E's gone up? No. So there you go. So,
The demand for Mach-E's are going to go up when the lease prices on Mach-E's go down.
should we talk about
Unfortunately,
a
It's a very good
conspiracy?
time.
A conspiracy for Ford to save their EV business. Push everyone back to electric.
It's a very good
Ford
time to
only
get a
has
Mach-E.
one electric vehicle right now, so I don't think Ford is going that route right now.
No, I don't think so either. It's just the timing is just crazy.
All
I'm
right, so we'll get
surprised.
back to you asking the questions. I gave you two curveballs
I did
today.
I did like the curveballs, man. Those were good. Those were good. So we're
Matt,
gonna
do you
dive
like
in.
my bunny tie today? I have an Easter bunny tie with eggs. You like that? Can you get a close?
I need to see it up close.
Can we get a close up
Can you
of
get a
that?
close up of that, Matt?
Can we
or-
get an insert? I was gonna say grab the insert.
I just want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Michelle, who dresses me. So get a good look at that.
Shout out Michelle Francello one time.
We'll also give a shout out to Vineyard Vines. So it's a Vineyard Vines tie.
Vineyard Vines, pretty much our next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Pretty much our next door neighbors.
Yeah.
Good customers too. So let's talk about some, and I think people will get a pretty good sense of this, and I'm sure everyone has had these questions at one point or another when they're going through the car buying process. Let's just dive in, and I'm going to give you the question and then the myth behind it. So the first one we have is, do dealerships really make huge profits on every vehicle? And the myth is dealers are making thousands on every deal.
So
He's laughing already.
do dealerships make big profits on every vehicle, and do they make thousands? Well, I could tell you that on a lot of vehicles, dealers lose thousands.
I was waiting for it.
Speaking of one, the Mach-E, are there specialty vehicles or luxury vehicles that dealerships make big profits on? Absolutely. But being a Ford dealer, your margins are somewhere around 3 to 4% of the MSRP. So
I didn't think it was
I would
that
tell
low.
you myth.
So, and that's a great segue, because my next question is it true that the sticker price is just inflated so customers can negotiate? The myth is MSRP is fake.
So I would tell you that MSRP isn't fake. I also would tell you that we're probably one of the only businesses that you could walk in and try to negotiate the price of something being sold.
It's true.
So if you walk into a clothing store and
Yeah.
you see a suit, and the suit says $2,495, can you start negotiating and saying you want to pay $1,500? The answer is no.
You're paying $24.95, otherwise you're walking out the door.
So dealers are actually in a race to the bottom.
We're talking about gas too. Try go haggling for gas at the gas station. Not going to work.
No.
Let's jump into, so guys, MSRP is real. Just to clarify. Number 3, our
Well,
customers.
it's not real because it's very difficult for people to pay MSRP. So it is a real number, but
It is. Well,
pe-
the myth is
people-
MSRP is fake.
people think it's inflated.
Exactly. So it is pretty accurate. MSRP has been around for a long time. This one I really want to hear your response to. This one I know will probably get you going. Our customer is better off going to a big city dealer instead of a local one. The myth is bigger equals cheaper.
Bigger equals cheaper. First of all, if you're in a big city, I guess maybe it is cheaper for you to go than drive to the country. But I don't think going to a big city dealer, you're going to get a better deal. Listen, you could drive from here to California and keep negotiating and,
Yeah.
save $10 on a payment, $5 on a payment. But, I would tell you that's myth. Big city, big discount, big myth.
Yeah. So there are opportunities out there, aged inventory. There's so many factors that play into it. But at the end of the day, if you're right in the middle of going to a big city, you're coming to a local dealer, support the local guys, please, for us. Let's go into number 4. Do you give better deals at the end of the month? The myth is timing guarantees a discount.
Well, true and false. Okay. Sometimes dealers have quotas to meet where they have what's called stair steps, and if they get to a certain number, they get additional money from Ford to sell more cars. So if you're a dealer that's trying to hit a number at the end of the month, dealers may be apt to give more discount. But in general, no. If there's no impetus to hit a number at the end of the month, I would tell you no, the end of the month's no better than the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Actually, beginning of the month might be better because you want to start your month off.
Yeah, start it off right.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Everybody always thinks the end of the month is going to be the best time to buy, but it's actually probably flipping the script a little bit. But beginning of the month, we always talk about having a strong start, and getting some on the board. Here's another fun one. Number 5, is paying cash the best way to get the lowest price? The myth is cash is king.
Well, in general, cash is king. These days, cash isn't king.
Yeah.
Because there's businesses that don't even take cash. I went into an ice cream place and wanted to pay cash, and they tell me you can only pay with a credit card. I would tell you that, listen, people coming in and trying to buy a vehicle on a credit card, we're not going to do it because you pay 3 to 4% of whatever the amount is.
Yep.
I wouldn't tell you that you get a bigger discount because of cash.
Yep.
It really doesn't matter to us whether you pay cash or finance.
If anything, I think a lot of dealers now are mitigating the risk of carrying that much cash. Like if you come in with $50,000 in a duffel bag, now people start to feel uncomfortable. You got to get it to the bank. It's not as
you also have to check every bill because
absolutely.
If you bring it to the bank without checking and it's counterfeit, they just take it and you lose it.
That's another great point, is you put yourself actually more risk for cash. So keep that in mind, everybody, for that one. Let's move on to number 6. Are extended warranties just a way to make extra profit? And the myth is all warranties are scams.
Warranty is nothing more than buying insurance.
Yep. That's a good way to look at it.
As an individual, you have a choice. You can buy insurance or you don't have to buy insurance.
Yep.
So, no, an extended service plan isn't a way for the dealer to make more money. Do we make profit on an extended service plan? Yes. But we also make profit on a big repair if you come in and you don't have an extended service plan. We actually get reimbursed less from Ford Motor Company if the vehicle is under warranty than if a customer paid because they don't pay the hours that it takes.
Yes, so your margin's smaller even if they have a warranty.
So yes, I mean, it's really choice.
Yep.
You want to roll the dice. Do you want to be financing a car for 5 years?
Yeah.
And after 3 years have no warranty and you need a transmission that you're going for $8,000 when you could have bought a warranty for $2,000 or $3,000? So it's choice.
Yeah, no, that is a really good way to look at it. It's protection up front, or you're going to be faced with something later. So let's move on to number 7. I thought this one was a really interesting one. This is, do dealerships try to push customers into vehicles they don't need? The myth is salespeople upsell everything.
So I would say it's not a myth because in most dealerships, they're trying to put you in whatever vehicle they're going to make the most money on.
Yeah.
I would tell you in this dealership, I would certainly hope it doesn't happen because the salesperson that's pushing you in that vehicle will be pushed out the door by me. So, I try to look at the situation of the person that is trying to acquire a vehicle. And there's times, I'll be honest with you, I will tell them it's not a good time for them because you're going to have to bury them in a loan with a lot of negative equity that they'll never get out.
Yeah, no, it really is true. It's and it goes against our core values, which is transparency, obviously, and empathy, professionalism. So it's something we try to stay away from. That's what I would call like old world dealership tactics. We're much more in the new world here than most dealerships, I would say.
Well, I would tell you that 90% of them are in the old world.
Old world. See, that's a scary number, which I wanted to hear.
I actually ask customers go and shop.
Yeah,
You can hit 5 dealerships driving a half mile down the road
yeah,
and see if you get the same experience you get here. And
it's true. It's true. See for yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, it's totally valid. Number 8. Is it true that you'll always get lowballed on a trade-in at a dealership? The myth is dealers intentionally undervalue trades.
again, most dealers do. I would tell you when you come here, we should give you the KBB value. We use KBB
Yeah.
as the book we use to value vehicles.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. People always look at a vehicle and they'll go online and look at, oh, it's worth this. That's a retail value.
Yeah.
We're not going to give you a retail value
Right.
because we have to take the vehicle in, recondition it,
Yeah.
try to sell it, pay interest on it. So you're going to get a fair KBB wholesale value based on the condition of your vehicle.
Yeah, and listen, and for people wondering about this question, if you want to try a Carvana or a CarMax, I mean, those have setbacks as well. I mean, it's not all. I've had a friend that just dealt with them, and it was not a smooth transaction as it would be with a dealer that literally will take your vehicle off your hands and then deal with whatever the aftermath is. So it's not always the way to go, thinking that these online platforms are better. And that's a great segue into number 9 because this is all about online platforms. Do you think that online platforms are cheaper than dealerships? The myth is online only is better.
So I'd ask you to clarify the question. So you can't really buy a vehicle online other than Carvana. You can't really buy dealer vehicles online. You have to eventually go through the dealer. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. You could buy a Tesla online, but
Yeah.
still.
No,
But,
that's what this
I
is.
would tell you that beware.
Yeah.
So I just had a gentleman that actually I spoke to a couple weeks ago that bought a F-150 through Carvana.
Yeah.
It was delivered to him, and he wrote me an email with a laundry list of things that are wrong that he had no idea, and that's why he paid the price. And Carvana was asking him to get 3 quotes on how to fix all these things.
Oh my God.
So
That's
I mean,
scary. I mean, and that's one of the things it specifies here is like think about service after the sale, warranty support, and accountability. Right? These guys don't have the same accountability as we do. We sell the car, we see it through to the end. These guys just
Absolutely.
kick you to the curb.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I have something to chime in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like my experience buying the Tesla, like I didn't see the car at all ever until the delivery day. If
Yeah.
there was a giant gash or anything wrong with the car, I wouldn't have known until the minute I got there. And then I have to wait another week to take delivery of the car for them to find me another one.
Yeah.
It would have been annoying.
And Matt, where do you live?
In Norwalk.
And where can you service your Tesla?
The closest, actually, they have like a like gallery thing. They don't call them showrooms because they
Yeah,
can't
they
sell
call them
cars there.
galleries. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a service department here, but then other than that, I think it's Mount Kisco.
Yeah, Mount Kisco. No, Milford's closed, correct? Is Milford closed? They had one in Milford for a
Oh,
while.
I'm not sure if Milford
I
has
think
a service center.
I think they went out.
There's not a lot of these service stations in the state of Connecticut, right?
No. It was like
They rely
Milford.
a lot off mobile service.
It was Milford, and I think there was one. What here? Is it Stamford?
Yeah,
Is it
there's
hub?
one. I know there's a service department in Stamford.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not too much infrastructure for service.
Choices are very few, far and in between, and you have to get them there. Well, they do pick up and delivery at Tesla. They won't come get your Tesla, will they?
I don't think they'll do pickup and delivery, but I think they'll give you a loaner.
Because when you buy a car
You
from
think
us,
or you know?
I think.
when you get a car
Don't
from
know.
us, loaner, we do pick up and delivery. I mean, there's
Have you gotten your vehicle serviced yet?
No,
No?
not yet.
Well,
Yes.
we'll have a follow-up episode on how that went.
Well, I was gonna say we'll have to get the dirty details on
I've
that.
got to get a tire rotation soon, so we'll have the update.
Let's go for number 10. Is financing through a dealership more expensive than going to a bank? The myth is dealers mark up rates unfairly.
Again, a lot of dealers do. So you're asking a question that has two answers. A lot of dealers
Yeah.
do mark up rates unfairly.
So they can.
We don't.
Yeah.
Banks mark up rates.
Yeah.
They're not in the business not to make money. So, listen, here's what I tell people. We use about 10 to 12 different bank sources. We look for the best rate for you. We also tell you to go and shop it.
Yeah.
You might be able through a credit union to get, a much cheaper interest rate.
Yeah, and that's all I've seen is credit unions.
But yeah, I would tell you that a lot of dealers do unfairly. And one thing that we do is we're not marking the rate up differently to you or to him. It's the same.
Well, see,
it's just based on making a fair profit.
See, I don't think any other dealership owner is going to be willing to come on a podcast and literally say, "Hey, yes, this can happen to you," and also explain why, and then also say that we're going to treat you fairly, which here is, like I said, new world versus old world. So guys, make sure you do your own research, look into it before you go buy, because you never know. And if you go to the bank, which is kind of funny, which is why I don't know why people bump it up, because if you give me one rate and I do my homework and I go to the bank and it's completely different, doesn't that lead to inconsistencies?
Listen, there's inconsistencies because if you go to a bank,
Yeah,
the rate that they give us is already marked up.
marked up.
So I'm not telling you can't go to a bank and get a lower rate.
Yep.
But a lot of times you can't, and it's all based on credit too. Your rate's not going to be the same as his rate
That's
unless
true.
your credit rating's the same. It's
Wasn't
based
thinking
on
about
credit.
tier 1, tier 2 credit.
I mean,
there's so many factors to that one. So that is an interesting one. Here we go. We were talking about EVs earlier. Are electric vehicles too expensive and risky to own? The myth: EVs don't make any financial sense.
Come on, Matt.
I was going to say, Matt, I was kind of waiting for you to chime in on this one.
and leased, right?
Yeah.
He gave you a question. What's the answer? What's the answer to that question?
Do you feel like
in
you're
your
at risk?
opinion?
I mean, he's going to say he's happy as,
With the valuations now, I don't know if they're as affordable as they were with the tax credit. That was a really big help of getting a lot of drivers in the cars, obviously.
Being subsidized by the government.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I
What happens at the end of your lease with Tesla?
I could either buy out. I have the option to buy out, but I'm not sure if that's just because I have it through my loans through Chase and not through Tesla itself. But just in general, I think having an EV is great. I think it's perfect for a daily driver, just getting around town, back A and B.
I agree with you.
Great.
It's all about preference, what your lifestyle is. If you're doing a lot of long trips, you're going to be miserable. If you're just going 10 miles, 20 miles a day, whatever that is, and you have a charger at home.
Oh yeah.
Keyword charger,
100%.
home charger, because you can't depend on the networks that much. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword. So for some people it does, but I do think I agree with you 100%. After that tax credit is done, I mean, even look at the Mach-E, even that's dropped off after the tax credit.
Well, the resale value,
plummets.
is absolutely horrible.
Plummets.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
you're much better off if you want to own an EV,
yeah.
Yes.
buying a pre-owned EV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's been depreciated in a year or two by about
It's true.
50%.
You'll probably save a lot. And actually, I've actually seen like what. So we did a Rivian, we did a Tesla. We had a bunch of EVs that we took on as pre-owned cars, and they sold very quickly for a
Yeah.
heck of a lot cheaper than we saw anywhere else.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. I think he's in Colorado or Utah. There's a guy called EV Auto. Alex.
I have. It's EV Auto Alex is his own EV dealership.
Yeah.
It's just EVs. Yep.
All he does is EVs.
He's
and
all
it's-
over social
it's
media.
Really interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
and all he talks about is like the resale value because he has these cars for 25 grand, which brand new are like 40, 50.
Yeah, he's a used car EV only dealer. Is
Yeah.
basically what he is.
Really
He's
interesting.
EV used car
Interesting.
lot. Yeah, yeah, it is interesting.
His electric bill must be skyrocketing.
Yeah. I don't even know if he's charging them. He's probably got solar panels. Like, you get subsidized programs through that too. All right, number 12. Do dealerships hide fees in the finance office? The myth?
Absolutely.
Surprise charges.
Listen, there's a big thing with the FTC right now. Dealerships do. We
Yep.
don't.
Yep.
Everything has to be disclosed up front. You cannot hide fees in finance. You cannot hide fees in the purchase price of a vehicle, but a lot of dealers do, and the FTC is really cracking down on
I
it.
know. We were talking about that the other day about all those dealers getting flagged and letters being sent out. So
Yeah.
yeah, the FTC is not playing around with dealerships right now. So it's certainly a risky proposal if people are going to do it. 13. Is it smarter to lease because dealers tend to push it? The myth: leasing benefits the dealership more than the customer.
Myth.
Myth, okay.
Dealership benefits both. So a vehicle, short of it being a vehicle that is something that is rare, that I have one of 2,000.
Yeah.
It's a depreciating asset. So why would you want to own a vehicle and know that most vehicles in the first year or two depreciates by about 20 to 30%,
Yep.
when you could lease it, have a set buyout at the end,
Yeah.
at the end of 3 years determine if your buyout is fair as far as market value.
Yeah.
So does it benefit a dealer? Of course, because think about it. If a consumer is in a buying cycle of 2 to 3 years instead of 5 years or more,
Yeah. Yep.
they're buying more cars.
More cars. Yeah.
But again, that also hurts you on the service end because in 2 or 3 years, there's not a lot of repairs or maintenance where people that have cars longer there is.
And this is beyond perfect for the segue here. And this is, are new cars a bad investment because of depreciation? The myth: always buy used.
No.
No.
Don't always buy used.
Don't always buy used.
Listen, it really is. It's individualized. It's based on the person's needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't tell you that buying used is the way to go.
Yeah.
In some cases it is, but in other cases it's not.
Yeah, it's different for everybody. I feel like it really depends on where you are in life, what you're looking to do. There's so many factors to these, and that's why these myths, I definitely I like debunking some of these. Here's another good one. Do dealerships prefer customers with perfect credit? Myth: subprime buyers aren't welcome.
I don't know where you got that one, but listen, is it easier to get someone with sterling credit approved?
Yeah.
Yes, but subprime buyers are a buyer. A buyer's a buyer. In other words,
Absolutely.
we're going to work as hard for a subprime buyer as we do for someone that has, an 800 FICO score.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
no, myth.
Myth. There we go. Heard it. Okay, here's another one. Are dealership service departments overpriced? The myth: always more expensive than independent shops.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's OEM
Yeah.
parts versus not. I mean,
Go to a Valvoline and see what kind of oil filter they're putting in your car, what kind of quality you get. I mean,
100%.
I-
Factory trained
you-
technician.
yeah, do you pay more in a dealership for repairs and services than an independent shop, I would tell you, if you're taking averages, yes, but you're getting much
Yeah, a lesser
better quality.
Yeah, I was gonna say independent shops are nowhere near with the tools we have, the training we have, and the technology we have. It's night and day. So yeah, might be able to find some better prices, but certainly I don't think better service. Here's another good one. Back to sales. Is ordering a vehicle better than buying off the lot? And the myth is custom orders always save you money.
Myth.
Myth.
But custom orders gets exactly what you want. So you might come into a dealership and want, a blue vehicle with gray interior and certain options, and the dealership has one that doesn't have everything you want. So the only way you get exactly what you want is you're lucky and you come to a dealership and get it.
Yep.
But ordering doesn't get you a discount.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're not going to really save anything up. I haven't seen anything like that.
You might save more money by taking the vehicle that
Yeah.
the dealer has,
'Cause they'll
because that
discount it.
dealer's paying interest on it.
Yep, they might want to move the unit, might want to discount it. So yeah, that one's actually kind of backwards. So definitely a myth. All right, next one. Do dealerships avoid negotiating online? The myth: you must come in to get real numbers.
You could get numbers online from us. I mean,
Yeah.
I believe being transparent.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to come in and negotiate. Some people like to negotiate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
some people
don't
do
ask
enjoy.
me why. It's stressful for me.
It's stressful for me too.
If you're getting a fair price, you're getting a fair price because you don't have to move from your phone. You can go look at if you're getting a fair price. So
I think that's the future too. I think the future is going to shift a little bit more to that model where you're not going to have the people coming in haggling as much. People want to be associated with a brand that they can trust. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I know I'm getting a fair price, and that's just another reason why we have this line behind us and why we're branding ourselves the way we are, because we believe in these values. All right, here's a good one. Are trucks overpriced compared to what they used to be? The myth: modern trucks cost too much.
that is true.
Yep. Yep.
The amount that you pay for a truck these days has skyrocketed. I mean,
It has.
just from last year, a truck that might have been 50-something thousand is now $60,000. So yes, I would tell you, absolutely, trucks prices to get a truck has gone up considerably.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen those stickers come way up over the last couple of years, and people notice and people talk about it. So it's
But
definitely.
here's the interesting thing. The sticker price goes up, the margin goes up for the manufacturer.
not
It
for-
hasn't really gone up for the dealer.
That's an
So
interesting.
our
point.
margin hasn't really increased that much.
So you've kind of stayed the same, but everybody else has a bigger.
Yes.
Wow, that's even crazier. So that'll be a whole nother episode. I want to end this with an open-ended question to you as a dealership owner, and it's: what is the biggest misconception people have about owning a dealership? What do you think it is? If you even think it's anything, you might not think it's anything.
The misconception people have of someone owning a dealership,
Yes.
that dealers are filthy rich.
I think a lot of people probably assume that, but then again, most people know dealerships as massive auto groups. There's not a lot of independent dealers,
No.
around anymore. I feel like it's a lot of auto groups.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we're seeing more of. And listen, I'm proud to be a part of a one-man army, as they say. We can get 300 strong. The Tale of Sparta. I always love that movie. Shout out. I think we can get a lot done more with less. So. That is our 20 for today. Thank you guys for watching.
I got to give one shout out, though.
Yeah,
one
go
shout
ahead.
out. Got to give a shout out to Bang Energy Drink for getting me through this episode. So if you're looking for a good energy drink that doesn't give you a jolt but gives you a little energy, go to Bang.
Not a paid promo too.
It's not a paid promo, but maybe it will be. So Bang, DM us. Come
us
on out
up.
if you're interested. Hit us up. He's open to it. He's already doing it for free. So
I actually had a couple questions for Dom too about dealership myths as well.
Go
I'm ready.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Throw it
Ask
in.
him, Matt.
I didn't know about this interest payment that you're talking about for like vehicles we have in inventory, like what are we paying for our inventory that we just have?
So I would tell you, if not all, the majority of dealers don't own their inventory. Some of them might own their pre-owned inventory, their used cars. So what you do is you're financing that vehicle through a bank. So from the day it gets invoiced from the factory to you as a dealership, you're paying a VIG to the bank. So interest rates today are
Yeah.
6%, 7%. So every day you're paying 6 or 7% on that vehicle till you sell it.
Wow.
Huh. I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know it was that high percentage every day. That's I don't know how you make profit.
Well, I
on-
mean, that's annually, but I'm saying the interest rate is 6%.
yeah,
Yeah.
So if you have a
that's-
$50,000 vehicle that you have for a year,
Yeah.
6% of 50,000 is $3,000 a year you're paying on that vehicle.
Jesus,
Keep it around.
Damn.
that's a lot.
So are we paying that on our new inventory and used
Oh
inventory?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So if you have 20 million of inventory at 6%, do the numbers.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I don't want to do the
Crunch
numbers.
the numbers.
You can crunch the numbers. I don't want to crunch those numbers.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes me think about like all of the luxury dealerships and everything who have these like crazy cars that are like 100K plus only. Like that's
it is
insane.
crazy. It is crazy to think about the numbers and what that must add up to. And then it also leads me back to like the question we had about profits. Leads right back to the first question I asked about profits.
Yeah.
With that kind of interest on a car, and I mean that's crazy if you have a car sitting for that long. So your statement, that's why it makes sense. You said taking losses on cars. More taking losses.
Yeah, no, for sure. I didn't know about that. And my other question was about with like the way everything is changing now, are like phone sales becoming more of a thing? Like I know that
I
like
didn't hear you, or what?
like phone sales. I
sales.
know I know like George Salaba like on TikTok has been going
Oh,
crazy
you watch?
about that
Yeah,
stuff.
that guy's freaking nuts on.
Yeah,
on,
all he
social
does is
media.
like negotiations over the phone and buying and selling these cars.
But
Is that something that we do?
He
at
does
all?
like a lot of high end cars though. No, he has.
Yeah.
He's in Jersey.
Yeah,
he's in
so-
He
Jersey. yeah.
Yeah.
He charges you, I think, like $1,000 to find the vehicle for you.
Yeah,
it's
it's
And then
something
he
something
goes
like
and
that.
negotiates. So what
Yeah.
I would tell you is might work on a luxury vehicle because $1,000 isn't a lot. But if he's charging you $1,000, you could get a much better deal yourself
Yeah,
because there's not that kind of profit. If someone's looking for, let's just say, a Bronco Sport, this guy calls up and tries to negotiate. What's he going to negotiate? And then he's going to look to get $1,000 from you because
Yeah.
he's saying he's doing the work.
There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room in these types of vehicles. I feel like those luxury cars have more room, more profit in them. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Those are good questions, Maddie. So, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you liked episodes like this that are a little bit looser, a little more fun. We're always looking for suggestions, always looking to engage with you guys. Dominic, thank you for taking the time as always. It's so much fun to hear you go.
My pleasure.
Guys, we'll see you real soon. Catch you in the next one.